The maxillary first molar is the largest molar in the maxillary arch. It erupts around 6 years of age. The first molar has 4 functional cusps, with 1 non-functional cusp, the cusp of carabelli. This tooth is wider mesiodistally than buccolingually, and it is wider lingually than facially. The largest cusp is the mesiolingual cusp. The mesiolingual cusp has 2 triangular ridges. The distal surface has a concavity. From the buccal and the lingual view, this tooth is trapezoid in shape. From the occlusal view, it is a rhombus. From the buccal view, there are 2 cusps, the mesial buccal cusp and the distal buccal cusp. The mesial buccal cusp is larger than the distal buccal cusp. There is a developmental groove called the buccal groove, which may end in a pit. The mesial contact is at the middle and occlusal third. The distal contact is at the middle third. Notice the straight shape of the mesial buccal cusp outline versus the curvature of the distal buccal cusp. From the mesial view, you can see the mesial buccal cusp, the mesiolingual cusp, and the cusp of carabelli, which is on the mesiolingual cusp. From the lingual view, you can see the mesiolingual cusp, which again is the largest cusp, and it is also the highest cusp. The distal lingual cusp, and the non-functioning cusp of carabelli. You can also see the lingual groove. From the distal view, there's the distal buccal cusp and the distal lingual cusp. The crown is shorter in height, occlusal cervically. From the occlusal view, it has a rhomboid outline. There are 2 triangular ridges on the mesiolingual cusp. The oblique ridge runs from the mesiolingual cusp to the distal buccal cusp, and the transverse ridge runs from the mesial buccal cusp to the mesiolingual cusp. There are 2 major fossa, the distal fossa and the central fossa. There are 2 minor fossa, the mesial triangular fossa and the distal triangular fossa. This tooth has several grooves. There's the transverse groove, the buccal groove, the distal oblique groove, the central groove, the lingual groove, and several supplemental grooves. There are 3 pits, the central pit, the mesial pit, and the distal pit.